Hey viewers, Hexcraft here. This is another skin recap video, and yeah, look forward to another one of these because by the time this video is coming out, T1 skins are already on PvE, and most of those champions I've covered. So yeah, I got a lot of recaps to do. So let's get into it. Starting with Inkshadow Pyke. The outfit for this skin is pretty nice, though again you barely see it because Pyke very much leans forward and all. But what we can see is a lot of the shoulder pad effects, which I do like. The similar design as the blade, having this purplish blackish ink being surrounded with this golden yellow, which gives it a nice little pop. Beautiful design in my opinion. What Inkshadow skins are more well known for though are the beautiful effects and their abilities, and yeah, Pyke ability wise is great. The kind of flowing ink for the water in his W, the splash he does of ink for both his actual dash and then the whole of the stun, which I love how actually his dash part is blackish purple ink, while the actual stun is a splash of golden, and the designs in these effects are great. But I have to point out the X in his ult is honestly the best part. Unfortunately, again, model-wise, you don't really get to see much of this model, and what you do see body-wise, it's his shoulder pads, which are okay, and technically his right boot because he always has that one sticking forward. All in all though, the effects are what sell this skin, and I gotta give it a 7 just for that. But yeah. I thought this was going to be a good skin, and then I realized it was Nightbringer. I'm sorry, but the whole dark edginess of this skin line, it feels like the weaker of these like dark demon fire skins. And doing it for the cat is kinda eh. Again, model looks okay, and the effects are, well, they're just fine for the skin line brand. Same putty, sharp symbolisms they always have. But all in all, you could have told me this was one of like the fire skin line, and I would have believed you over this being a Nightbringer. I feel like doing this for Yuumi was kind of meh, but it's an okay skin still. It gets a 6, better than base. This is again one of those champions that, model-wise, it's great. The armor looks fantastic. The horns on it are cool. This battle axe he has is just so fucking metal. Heck, it feels kind of like Radahn's armor even. So yeah, this is a really great model. Unfortunately, it's brought down by Hecarim's abilities. The smokiness of his charge is very generic for the skin line. The circle of his effect, it's a bit better than the circle I recall Nasus getting. His Horuses again are just the same recolor smokiness. All in all, we have skins like this effect-wise, and some that are way better fire effects. Heck, High Noon exists. Model-wise, this skin rocks though, so that's what's really giving it a 7. Because Hecarim players know that their effects aren't the flashiest, but the model is what sells this in my opinion. Riot knew what they were doing. Like, this dress is basically made up of a towel, so they knew what they were doing with this skin when people advertised it as towel Ahri skin. But there's so much more detail. The tails are just being made of steaming bath water. The kind of foamy effect on the heart. The projectiles for both the E and the Q being the little ducky just sliding around. Again, not just a water splash effect, but also this mist and cherry blossoms in the water. It's really well done, really well made. More bonus prop points that when you stop moving with the ult, the duck actually gets defensive and will start basically pulling a knife out on anyone. All in all, out of all the Ahri skins, this is a really well done one. So yeah, good job Riot. You made a sexy skin and made it also really good. Not just as a she's hot, but as a it's a really well made skin. I give it an 8. Monkey Teemo. It's well done, I'll admit. Again, I feel like, I didn't mention this really with the Ahri, but the water effect kinda is very much used as much as other, like, things like fire skins. There's a lot of skins that do it. Ahri-wise, it was done well. Teemo-wise, there's some things I feel like are a little meh. His run is just him splashing someone in the water while running. Really unnoticeable. The effects of his autos are kind of just eh. Would have been funny if they actually removed the purple bubbles for being water kind of bubbles, but of course then that fucked with the visual reading of being poisoned. More importantly, in my opinion, however, is the Q and the alt. The Q, from what I can tell, he's shooting out one of those towels at you, which is cute. They did that because, again, you wouldn't really notice. But, of course, more importantly, the alt being literally the spa bath river spirit, which is just adorable. And the explosion that occurs, just the eruption of water, the steam effect around it while it's still on the ground and after it explodes, and the smile of the creature as the explosion happens. All in all, I think it's really well done. And yeah, it's a good skin, and I gotta give it a 7. Again, it's limited because Teemo. You know, I thought, oh, Sett already has a water-based skin. This is not going to be that good of a skin, right? Wrong. First off, for his collar, he has a steamy water effect, which is great. The outfit, again, Sett involving water, he had to be in something skimpy. But on top of it all, Riot, besides just the emphasizing the water and the splash effects, almost all his abilities have a steam billowing hard after he uses it. And that's important because, again, this is a spa bath, not just water. Like, Ahri's effects didn't really have that, like, steam as hard as this one does. Same with Teemo's. Sett has that hot water spa effect in almost all of his ability, which I think emphasizes it compared to his previous ones. The splash from his ult, I'm pretty sure, is the same as the one from Teemo ult, but again, the steam sells it. Speaking of the steam effect, when he has its enhanced punch, he turns the red and is aggressively steaming. He is in a hot bath. His skin is turning red. There's just steam billowing off of him, and it's just so much more interesting visually than just him turning golden, I feel like. On top of that, I will also mention that in his enhanced version of W, it actually fires a capybara at you. So, already an amazing skin. And yeah, I gotta give this an 8, because unlike, again, previous water-related skins, I feel like Riot made this one stand out by adding the little extra effects. It's a great skin, and it's pretty amazing. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a comment down below which champion you'd like to see, like and share if you will, follow for more, and I'll see you all next time. Peace!